because we're missing out on a gold
Okay. Oh,
already.
yeah, yeah, okay. So you want to talk about Christmas movies?
Dude, why did you make me watch Gremlins, and why is it listed as a horror comedy?
I mean, did you not think it was a horror comedy?
Why?
What,
Why are
what?
we even talking about Gremlins?
Because I was bored and I was looking at Christmas movies and I saw that was on the list. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that since I was a kid. Let's see if it holds up. And it does.
Did you know Howie Mandel voiced Gizmo? What the fuck?
I saw that on IMDb and I mean, cool, but at that point, I don't know what else he was doing. So, was that his
Nothing.
breakout role into, you
I
know,
mean, he's a stand-up comedian. He did the what bit? The glove bit where he had like a surgical glove and he would like blow it up and put it over his head.
and look like a chicken or something?
I guess.
I don't think that's comedy, but
You don't know comedy. You're fucking Russian. There you have no feelings.
I mean, I felt very happy watching Gremlins.
Oh my god. And then well, why did you make me watch it? I didn't
I
want to.
didn't
Well,
make
I
you
did.
watch it. I asked you to watch it
Bro,
because I watched
bro.
the last three movies that you recommended. And I'm like,
It's,
hey, you know what?
I
Let's pick a
recommend good
nice holiday
movies.
themed movie. Gremlins was a good movie. Doesn't
And
take
then you're
itself
like,
too seriously. It's got great,
okay,
props and
listen,
stuff and practical
I didn't mean,
effects. The comedy's
I
pretty
mean,
good and just
okay, shut your mouth. Shut it. I'm not saying Gremlins is bad. I'm just saying, what the fuck? Who's like, hey, bro, you should watch Gremlins.
when you want.
And then,
I did because I was
and then
thinking of an obscure Christmas movie.
I watched it for you, so you can't say I don't do shit. And I've already seen it, by the way,
Okay,
obviously.
yeah, and you're not a big fan of rewatching stuff, even if it has been like years and years.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck. I've already seen it.
But you probably don't remember anything about the movie. Most of it was like new to me. I mean, the
Yeah,
only
true.
part I
Must.
remembered was the mother putting that one gremlin in the microwave, and then
Yeah, dude,
the
that
bar
part.
scene.
There was some parts where it actually was like kind of like pretty
Pretty graphic,
horrific.
yeah. I mean, nowadays
I
that
think.
would definitely get a PG-13 rating.
Yeah, maybe you're right though. They didn't swear, and it was really dialed down, and the blood was green, and maybe
Yeah,
it
but
still
even
would
with
be
those
PG.
changes, though, I mean, at the end of the movie, when the main gremlin Stripe
It is.
there, like when he melts away, that was pretty creepy. Even
Yeah.
like down to the bones, and they're all like
And
the.
the mom just stabs the hell out of that one in the kitchen too.
I know it was great. Like she wasn't panicking or kind of being like a not damsel in distress, but just classic horror trope of someone just screaming, running around the kitchen trying to get away. Like,
The part that really like switches is when he or Corey Feldman's character like knocks over the fucking jar of paintbrushes with water in it, and it like spills on Gizmo,
oh,
and then
okay,
he's like, and then
starts
he's like
bubbling.
bubble. That was
Like
disgusting, dude.
the amount of like body, like I'd say that's mostly where the horror aspect comes from is like the body horror, because it's
Yeah.
all like really gross and like slimy all the time, and it's just But okay, so you
Mm.
brought up that scene, and this is one
I hate
reason
how
like
we're talking about Gremlins right now.
come on, it's our first video back. Why not do something, unique? But okay, this is
Yeah,
one of the main
unique,
reasons, and I'm
unique,
upset that you
unique.
told me that you're
Gremlins
on your
is
phone
unique,
for most of the movie. But
dude.
okay, the reason why
He
I
was
wanted to talk
fucking
about it is the paintbrush
you
scene.
fucker.
When the water spilled on Gizmo, so
Yeah.
he's freaking out, and all the his back starts bubbling up, and he's popping out more gremlins or whatever, or more Mogwai. Um, did you
Magawai.
notice? Did you notice that they look at his new pet, and he's like, "Oh no, what's happening?" And he pops out a few of the little Mogwai. Gizmo's still twitching and like screaming and stuff. And the
Yeah.
little kid and Corey Feldman's character just look at the ball like, "Ooh, what's gonna happen?" And then I started to notice like the whole trend of like nobody's phased about the Gremlins. Like once they see it, they're like, "Oh, that's cool," and they just go about their whole day.
Oh, right.
Like everyone's just very nonchalant about it. Like, yeah, when Corey Feldman tells his father that, "Oh yeah, I spilt water on it," he doesn't.
Or no,
Even though
that
that, even though that was a rule. Yeah.
Corey Feldman is the little kid. He's
Oh,
the
he's the little
Goonies
kid.
kid.
Oh
The
yeah,
Goonies kid, yeah.
who's the actor for the
I don't know. Never
who played Billy? Zach
Zach
Galligan.
Galifianakis.
Yeah, well, Galligan, but
Gilligan. Gilligan's Island.
but no, I just thought it was like funny how like the constant trope of the movie is like even when they see the Mogwais, everyone's like, okay, cool, and just moves on. The little kid sees it and he's like, oh, that's cool, and then it just goes back to like watching TV or it's playing a video game or something. But
Phoebe Cates is pretty hot though.
yeah, I thought it was pretty funny when she was in the bar serving them all the drinks and stuff.
Yeah, that part was so long. That's why I was on my phone.
Yeah, that one
Okay.
did drag on for a bit, but yeah, I
We
mean,
got so many just shots of the gremlins doing random stupid stuff. No, it is cool though. I like that era of horror and all the, practical effects and how the monster designs look, and I do like it. But
yeah. I'm not saying like this is the greatest movie or like anything like that, but I mean, there's a lot of just fun aspects of it, and
not
especially for this time of year, just find a really wacky Christmas movie. 'Cause the whole thing takes place on
wacky.
Christmas
A
Eve.
quirky movie. You're so quirky with your movie choices, Trevor.
Yeah, I know.
I
It
can't
can't take
take
me.
you anywhere. I can't record podcasts with you anywhere, dude. So quirky. You
Sorry, I'm
like
not.
Gremlins. My
Sorry, I'm not
God.
only watching A24 movies. I like a variety of different
H24.
things.
Well, if they made a Christmas movie, it would be fucking better than your shit.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it would top Christmas
They made
Vacation, Elf,
they made a Thanksgiving movie,
or Gremlins.
so
What Thanksgiving movie did they make?
The Humans. You haven't seen it.
Uh, that,
The one with well, it has a lot of people. Jonah Hill's sister, Stephen Yeun. Um, what's her face? I can't even think of it now. Fuck. Choking.
yeah, you're not doing too great.
Choke. Help me.
So okay,
Fuck. Fuck. I can't think of it.
since you watched
Amy Schumer. Amy
Amy
Schumer.
Schumer, okay,
My vagina.
I don't. Even if you're quoting her, I don't think you could say that, Nick.
Why?
I don't know,
And
just because I
Richard
don't watch him
Jenkins,
speaking.
the daddy from Step Brothers. Daddy.
He's actually in a lot of stuff. I probably see him in
Yeah,
like a
he's
new.
great.
I probably see him in something like every 2 months.
He's my favorite performance in that movie. Notice how I'm trying to change the subject from Gremlins to the Humans.
Well, I already wrapped up talking about Gremlins for the most part.
Oh, thank God. So now what do you want to talk about? Fucking Gremlins too?
I haven't seen that one. But I was just gonna say before you started cutting me off and rambling,
Okay,
since I
cutting you
made
off
you
and
watch
rambling. I never cut you off.
since I made you watch
I never
Gremlins,
cut
I'll
you
let
off,
you
bro.
pick the next movie to
I swear.
watch.
What'd you say? You were cutting me off. Couldn't hear. I couldn't hear myself over you.
I'm not gonna repeat myself. I was trying to be nice and do something for you, after you did the favor watching Gremlins, but no, it's fine.
No, we could talk about Gremlins
No,
all you
no, no.
want.
I was just saying. I was
Yep.
gonna let you
No,
pick
I
the
know.
next movie to watch.
Oh, did you want to fan cast Gremlins?
No.
I think that's what you wanted to. It's in our notes right here.
What
Trevor
notes have you
wants
ever
to
taken?
Oh, you want Steve Buscemi to play a live-action Gizmo? That's interesting, Trevor. Explain that.
I don't have enough money for, costumes or a proper wardrobe, so I'm just gonna glue hair to
Do you have
Steve
enough?
Buscemi.
Okay,
I mean, his eyes are
interesting.
probably big enough to be Gizmo.
Okay, and it looks like you have Brie Larson as the dad, the inventor, Interesting. Explain that.
No, no, I had Danny DeVito as the father and inventor.
That's
Brie
pretty
Larson
racist,
was
bro.
gonna play Kate.
Kate Bishop.
Nope.
Hawkeye is really good.
Yeah, I know. We only have like 2 more episodes left, right?
Yeah, and we can get back to Gremlins, but
Why are you so obsessed with Gremlins?
what? What? Iowa. I don't even know what that
I
means.
don't think you've ever like
I heard it
I
at a
don't think you've
weeb
ever
convention
shamed
once.
me more for like picking a movie.
Okay, dude. Well, Nick never watches my movies I suggest. Goodfellas, Goodfellas. I'm like, okay, I'll fucking watch your fucking movie. I'll give it a fucking chance, man. I'll fucking rewatch anything for you. And then you choose fucking Gremlins, bro, and I watched Gremlins for you.
Yeah, that's not. I can't tell if you're upset or if you're just messing with me.
Sorry I made you watch Emma, but fuck.
Well, I enjoyed that movie for the most part. I just
Okay. And Gremlins was fine. Instagram was also interesting during that movie.
I bet it was. You can't
It
actually
was.
focus and watch a movie.
You can't even focus and rewatch a movie. Fucker. Too
You're
bad
very
the.
hostile today.
Oh my god. Well, we're.
Normally I'm the antagonistic one, but you were just wow.
Antagonistic. Oh, $2 word. Did you go to Harvard? Did you drop out of medical school to become a quirky podcast host? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll calm down. I just you almost gaslit me into watching Gremlins for no reason. I really thought I watched it for for no reason. Rewatched it.
You done?
Hello? Are you I'm done. Done. Fucking watched Gremlins.
Wait,
It was really gremlin. A lot of gremlins were in it.
a lot of them? How many?
Yeah, probably at least could be thousands, but they all died in the Inglorious Bastards movie theater.
So I was gonna ask you about that. You think Quentin Tarantino stole the idea from this movie?
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Hmm. Nazis are a lot like gremlins. They can't get wet. If Nazis get wet, they reproduce. Hmm.
I
And
mean,
they are afraid of bright lights, like a menorah.
Nick.
Dude, what? What am I saying?
Don't know.
You do know I'm fucking just spitting facts right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's been a
And they're
while since we've actually recorded anything.
well, now we're recording Gremlins. Are you happy? Are you happy right now, Trevor?
The only reason
I'm
I
sorry.
picked Gremlins is because for probably the past 3 weeks I keep giving you ideas and options of what we could discuss and talk about, and you're like, I don't care. We'll do whatever. We'll just get on and ramble. Now we're left with
Yeah,
this
I want to
shit.
do a ramble session,
Well,
and
that's
now
what we're doing.
we wasted what 15 minutes on Gremlins?
12 minutes.
It seems way longer. That movie was so long. Had no need. I like Gremlins, just not under these circumstances.
What circumstances?
If I saw Gremlins at like a Bull Moose for 30 cents or 9 cents or however much they sell VHS tapes, I would buy Gremlins on VHS and never watch it and just look at the box art. And that's the circumstances I like it.
Is that the only thing you like about the movie? Because that's what you're saying the other night. You were just going on and on about the box art.
That was Gremlins too. Yeah, the little preview picture was cool because the art design was cool. It's like really Goosebumps esque. It was cool. It was cool. The illustration was great. And it was colorful. Maybe I should watch Gremlins too. I kind of want to watch it more than
Goodfellas?
I'd rather watch anything more than Goodfellas.
Yeah, I figured.
I'll die on that hill. Do you think when do you think I'll watch it?
I've honestly given up on that. It's been 2 years, maybe three. I've been asking you to watch that movie.
Hmm. It could be my New Year's resolution.
I mean, at least you saw the Departed, so.
I've seen. I watched Leon the Professional for
Oh, you
you.
finally watched that.
What do you? I watched it like a day after you watched it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Well, I probably didn't tell you. I don't know.
Probably we were gonna save it for this.
I liked it.
You, dude? Gary Oldman.
I like Gary Oldman, but no, I do. He was playing weird ass characters in the beginning of his career, and it's weird because you don't really picture him as that. But he is my favorite like Harry Potter character though.
Oh yeah, Sirius Black.
Yeah, he's my favorite part of Harry Potter pretty much. He does play off color, off beat characters a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know if I fully buy into it. I don't maybe it's because I've seen him as Commissioner Gordon first. And like very, by the book type of character. So maybe it's just weird seeing him in these type of roles because what else was he in that he was kind of a weird character like that?
I am drawing a blank right now. All I'm thinking of is Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints.
I'll look it up, but
I mean,
no,
he
yeah,
was in
Gary Oldman was cool, but it's just I don't
he
know.
was
I
in
don't know if I
Book of Eli. He was a crazy guy. He was
I
he
did
was
see
the
that,
main
but
guy that was like yeah after the book.
no, not Gary Goldman. Let's see.
But
Let's
okay,
see.
watching that movie and like, do you think that in the Birds of Prey movie, Ian McGregor used Gary Oldman's character as like
Oh wow,
maybe a
that's
touch?
a
It looked very like the performance seemed very similar. Just like a straightforward guy who like snaps for about like 10 to 15 seconds, then calms
oh
down and kind of composes himself.
he's crazy in the Fifth Element.
It's
He's
been
a
a
weird
while
guy.
since I've seen that movie.
That's what I was thinking of. So yeah, he played a lot of characters like that. And, Sirius Black could be like considered borderline something like that.
I don't even want to talk about that because
So I'm definitely in the wrong for thinking
what?
because he plays a lot more weirder characters than a Commissioner Gordon type thing. But it's just
Guy's
what I
got
saw
range.
first. Yeah, but I liked it. I think Natalie Portman was obviously the star of the show. She was great.
Oh yeah, she was
Now,
definitely stole like every scene she was in.
now I definitely understand why she was, blew up after that. Definitely one
So,
of the best child actors of all time.
do you know how old she was when she played that role of
11?
Matilda?
For some reason, 11 came to my head as soon as.
Okay, I could see that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely that had to have been like one of her definitely like one of her breakout roles. I don't know
No,
when she
I think
started
it's
acting,
literally
but
it's literally her first movie.
oh
It's
really?
literally her first. Yeah, I know that for sure. I mean, I'm not going to say for sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like her shit. Yep, she was 11. I think I just knew that because I looked it up when I watched it, and it was only like like a month or two ago.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I did. I think I just watched this movie and then just like, yeah, that was really good. I didn't actually like do any research on really the full cast list or who worked on it or anything. I just popped it on one day and I was like, oh, this is something I've been meaning to watch for a couple years now,
Yeah,
but
me
I was like
too.
waiting
I
for it
mean,
to be free, and then all of a sudden it was free on Amazon Prime and Netflix, and
I
I'm
was
like,
gonna say I think I watched it on Netflix. Yeah, because as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to watch that too, and you suggested it, so that was my sign to just watch it.
yeah, but it
But
wasn't
I
like
liked it. I did like it though.
yeah, I mean,
I liked
it's
it more
definitely a
than
movie I would.
Gremlins. if Natalie Portman ended up in a microwave, I probably would have enjoyed that more.
What? What? You recasting
As
all the
a
Gremlins as little Natalie Portmans?
No, I thought that was Steve Buscemi.
Oh, I don't know what you're saying half the time. You always ramble, Nick.
You're the one that likes Tim Roth. I'm kidding. I do too. I love Tim Roth.
Was that a
Why did you?
compliment or an insult? I mean,
No, that's a I love Tim Roth. I just I don't know why I like Tim Roth, dude. Get off my dick.
I know he was the best in Planet of the Apes.
Did you know Steve Buscemi's character in Reservoir Dogs in the beginning makes fun of people for tipping waiters and said he doesn't like to tip waiters, and then in Pulp Fiction he played a waiter? Isn't that hilarious?
Look at you with all the Tarantino facts. Give me another one.
I am a fact machine. Did you know
Okay.
Tarantino?
Yep. Go.
Tarantino.
Yep. Tarantino. Go.
Did you know Tarantino? I I
Yep. Come on. You got it.
he has black hair.
Okay. Give me two more facts.
Did you know Quentin Tarantino spells his first name with a Q,
All
and he
right.
is often referred to as QT because he's a cutie patootie.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Learning with Nick.
Did you? Yes. Did you know that? Did you know that space is not actually black, but it's just dark? Okay, I'm done now.
Okay. You sure
I'm
you don't have
scaring.
one more in you? Because I feel like, you're giving really useful information.
Um. Uh. Did you know that tarantulas are
Uh-huh.
becoming a popular pet, and
That should not be allowed, but okay.
females can lay up to 2,000 eggs. I looked that one up, but all the other ones are going to be
Thank
off
you,
the
Nick.
dome,
Thank you.
and I'll sprinkle them throughout.
Thank you. This is a hell of a Christmas episode. First episode
Did
back,
did you
Christmas. This is
no did you know Whiplash with J.K. Simmons was made on a budget of $3.3 million, and some consider that small budget. And I would say nowadays 3.3 million might be a small budget. Some might consider, but I think $3.3 million is a lot of money, no matter what industry you're in. And it's a good movie, and I'd say it's a medium budget, medium low, but not a low budget.
I mean, what are you comparing that to? Are you just
What do you
rambling?
mean?
Like, do you actually
No,
think that
I got in a fight with some people on the old interweb, and
yeah.
because one of the movie pages made like a top 10, or not like the not really a top 10, but just like 10 movies that are low budget and are you should watch, and like half of them were well over $1 million, like in the multi millions. And I was like,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
know it's not a crazy amount of money, but it's also
no,
not
no, I
like
mean,
you're.
like,
But and then some movies on the list were like 100,000 or 400,000, and I'm like, see, now we're talking.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it still managed to bring in like nearly $50 million, so
It's like when Donald Trump is like, a small loan of $1 million. It's like, oh yeah, you have to make a movie with $3.3 million. So sorry.
yeah. But then, I mean, you look at things like Marvel, where it's 250 mil easy.
Right, exactly. So that's why I mean most people now would consider 3.3 low. Because when they think of movies, they're thinking of these big studio movies.
Well, you look at movies, that were made back in the '80s and stuff. There are maybe,
Right, well, but also inflation.
well, yeah, inflation and stuff, but still, you see
Well,
where
I guess that
they're.
helps your point.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it's just kind of crazy to see when you're talking about movies. You can easily say, oh, they made it for 100 mil. Like, that's not a lot of money. But in realistically, that's a
I
shit
mean,
ton of money. I don't think I could
no,
spend
a
that in a
hundred.
lifetime for the most part. But
100 million? Yeah, no.
I mean,
But yeah, now we're talking about movie budgets. What
I
was
would.
Gremlins made on?
I
And
will
then
look
we'll
that
do
up
it.
right now.
No, I will look it up because you can't smell. And I just said smell and not spell, so
11 million.
damn. And it made 212 million.
Uh huh. That's a pretty. That's a
God,
pretty solid turnout.
yeah. No wonder they made a second.
Now, even though it was PG, do you think they could
So
like?
wait,
Do you think it was like a family film?
11, $11 million, 1984 to 2021 worth. See the inflation. Yeah, keep talking
Okay,
while
yeah.
I
I
look
was
this
saying,
up.
so like, yeah, the movie's rated PG and stuff. Probably by today's standards to be PG-13. I. What do you think? Like the general, like, I guess first showings were like. There's probably people, because if you watch the trailer, they don't actually show the gremlins. They just show the cute little mogwai, and then the gremlins doing stuff in the background for the most part. So you think a lot of people just brought their little kids in there, like, oh yeah, this might be a fun, cutesy little movie, maybe a little bad guy here and there, and then it just evolves into, body horror, creatures melting, getting microwaved, and then just clawing and eating people the whole time.
So 11 million is like 28 million now. But also so there's always this thing where people are like, it took a long time for audiences like King Kong was like the first King Kong was banned in so many countries and it had to be recut so many times for it to be safe to play in America. And then even after all that, it was considered controversial and graphic and all this stuff, and like audiences were like, you know, shocked by it. And so they always say like cinema, like Tarantino was like a big part of like bringing this kind of violence and graphic nature to on the big screen. But also like as a kid, I feel like kid movies were so much more graphic than they are now.
Oh yeah,
Like
I'd say there's
Gremlins.
more there's
I
more
do
subtext nowadays.
I do remember watching Gremlins as a kid and being kind of like this is kind of scary, I guess.
I
And
mean, oh, go ahead.
I also thought Braced Face from Dory, Finding Nemo was scary as hell.
I mean, when I was a little kid, I used to be scared of Furbies, but
Right.
I
Well, yeah,
remember having
those are
fond,
basically
yeah, basically Mogwai. But I remember having fond memories of Gremlins. I
like how
just
you keep calling them
until
Mogwais.
this
So
year, I
cool.
actually forgot completely that it was a Christmas movie. I always thought it was like Halloween or something. But
It's like fucking Die Hard,
yeah, exactly. And like
the old Die Hard debate.
this is completely set on Christmas Eve, and like there's just so
But
many
really has,
Christmas elements around it more than
right?
Die Hard. I mean, there's a few
But
lights at the
not.
Christmas party, but
But it's more of like a set piece, not really a story device.
I mean, what are you talking about? Like Gremlins is more of a set piece.
The Christmas in
Oh
both of
yeah,
them,
yeah.
like
I mean, it's a Christmas party's why in Die Hard John McClane is at Nakatomi Tower or whatever.
right. And the
Um,
reason he brings home Gizmo is because he's a Christmas present.
yeah.
But he's like, you have to open him early because he's not going to survive in the box.
All right, so Nick, say you are gifted like a Mogwai. How
Mhm.
long do you think you could keep that thing like dry and like not feed it after midnight?
I wouldn't want to. I would fucking reject it right away.
Like even if you like didn't know any of the
But
side effects,
okay,
like if
okay.
you're I'm saying going in blind.
Oh, going in blind,
Like
like not
yeah,
knowing.
basically you're Billy and you've
No,
never
but
seen
he knew
sport.
the rules. He knew
Yeah,
the
but he didn't know
rules
like the
though.
consequences. You didn't know
Well, I think I would still follow the rules though. Like,
I give myself like 4 days and I probably get it wet by accident or something.
so knowing the rules.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like
I mean,
Nick, I know
yeah,
you'd
I mean,
slip up. There's no way you keep that thing, cute and like that forever.
no, no, for sure. I'm not saying I would.
Especially if it started crying at night, I would definitely feed it just to shut it up.
So I would probably just have a food bowl out at all times, you know.
So day one, that thing's just gonna wake up and start chowing down at midnight.
Probably. What does Gizmo like? Can Gizmo turn into a gremlin?
Yeah, he
Because
can. He just seems. He was just
did
like, I
he
guess,
not?
more self-aware. I guess.
So
Which
he knew that it would be bad if he ate, so he did.
I mean, I guess because he does offer him the food, and he kind of like the little chicken wing right before they all turn, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good." But it's kind of like the MacGuffin where he's just kind of self-aware because you kind of need a good gremlin, or
Yeah,
not. Yeah,
an
you need
OG.
Gizmo to be good. So
He's like patient
patient
zero.
zero, yeah, and it's.
Mm.
I'm so happy we're still like peppering in
Yeah.
gremlins.
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Oh, oh,
My like back is what?
oh, sorry, my dog is whining. I gotta go let it out real quick. Nick, stall with fun facts.
Okay. Oh god.
Make him
This
good.
is all my improv. Be quick then, bitch. I didn't mean that. Sorry, he probably couldn't hear me. So we're gonna pretend like I didn't call him a bitch. Um. Oh god, I'm choking already. Yeah. So Trevor just made me watch Gremlins. You know, I kind of wanted to. Also, I'm gonna take this time to plug a comic book. If you guys want to read a comic book, Mr. Miracle: The Source of Freedom. It was pretty fire. It's a I don't know how many of y'all even know Mr. Miracle. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because I'm a nerd. You know, I mean that's what you're here for to listen to nerds talk. But
But what?
what? No, I wasn't talking about Mr. Miracle. Did you hear me?
No, no, I just ran upstairs, opened the door, and let my dogs out. And yes, I let the dogs out.
You let the dogs out.
Were you talking
Yeah,
about Mr. Miracle?
yeah. I was plugging the new Mr. Miracle comic. But a lot of people probably don't even know who Mr. Miracle is, so like they probably should read, you know, The Source of Freedom. Or not The Source of Freedom, that's the new one.
You've
They should
definitely
read
talked
the
about him in a past video.
probably.
I
Well,
was it for our DC fan cast
yeah,
thing that you.
when we did the movie. But Tom King's fucking Mr. Miracle. It's like the best comic book. I, when it comes
What's
to
the best
comic
one?
books, Mr. Miracle ones just slap.
I've
I
not
don't
had
know.
a chance to read them yet.
But yeah, oh yeah, Mr. Miracle by Tom King. It's my favorite comic book of all.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah. I remember. It was when we were yeah, we were
yeah, it
talking
was
about one of our
the
like the projects we'd like to see, or like dream projects we'd like to see, and you're talking. This was the whole dark side is and all that, and
was it? Well, I
yeah.
also I brought him up briefly in the when we were doing the future state movie pitch.
Yeah.
So I was gonna have his daughter be one of the characters, and funnily enough, his daughter's like it's not the same daughter; it's a different version. But they're the Big Barda and Mr. Miracle's daughter is like the main villain in the new one,
Hmm.
which she wasn't great. The villain was not the best part of the comic series for sure. Just learning about more about this Mr. Miracle's past and like, you know, what his character's like. That's always the best part. All the Mr. Miracle stories are so internalized and very character driven. Like the Tom King one, it's the best because it's not so like comic booky. It's really like a character study. It's so good. It's really like about how it's about his mental health and it's great. I won't talk about it too much, but maybe we'll
No,
do an
that's
episode
yeah.
about our
Yeah,
favorite.
definitely could.
We'll do a comic or we'll do a story about fuck dude, I cannot speak. We'll
Come
do
on,
a
spit it out.
podcast. We'll do an episode of our favorite comics.
I like it. I like it. So speaking of like, okay, so we could talk a little bit about maybe like nothing set in stone, but like potential things to maybe do. You know, if anyone comments, he gives us feedback on any preferences. But like
Who's
one
gonna
thing,
comment?
uh,
Me?
probably me actually, because you never rewatch or check any of our shit. So
That's not true. I do sometimes.
sometimes, but you have the attention span of a goldfish. So fucking wrecked.
That's
But
hurtful.
we should do like some of the best movies we've seen that came out this year. Because
Oh
I'm
yeah,
looking
for
over
sure.
the
Well,
list right now, and you've
that will
actually
have to
seen
be our
more. You've seen more movies than I have, for
because
sure.
I try to keep up because it's you know I like watching movies and I don't know.
You've seen a
It
lot of
would
the
it
movies
would
that came
be
out this year, though. Like, I'm
it
looking at the list
yeah.
right now, and
Well, that's why because I try to keep as movies come out, I try to watch them so I don't fall behind. But like when it comes to me and you, I don't know who's seen more movies. It's probably close to even. I'd say you probably watched more, if anything. But a
you
lot
mean
of the
just
movies
overall?
you, yeah,
Yeah,
overall. But the
probably.
movies you watched are very, a lot of them are a lot older, and a lot of the movies I've seen are a lot newer.
Yeah, well, I don't know, I like to kind of spice up my viewings. Like, for a little while,
No,
I was just picking
for sure.
actors. Like, I went through all of Eddie Murphy's movies, all the
Right?
main
Yeah, I know.
ones. And then I
Yeah,
did one with
you go
I
on
did it with
these,
John Bernthal, too. And
yeah,
then I watched, a few
but you
Disney
won't watch,
movies and stuff. Like,
you won't watch King Richard.
I haven't. I don't like
But yeah, okay,
looking
maybe
at the
we'll
list
save
right
this.
now.
Maybe we'll save this talk for another episode.
No, it's fine. I'm saying
But is there?
no. We could keep talking about it because once we actually talk about like the movies we saw,
No, I'm saying
this year and
we
stuff, I'm
could.
just saying like we'll have longer, more in depth conversations. But
I mean, we could just have a
I'm
whole episode of
just
this. I
saying we
mean,
saw
maybe we can
Venom.
stop maybe we can stop this recording and record that one. No, maybe
A
just post this one and be have a little Gremlins yell
little
fest.
Gremlins thing.
Gremlins,
All
a
right.
little Gremlin action for the Gremlin fans out there.
So you want to just close this out?
Yeah,
Okay. So
let's
final
so what's
opinions
your
on Gremlins.
what yeah. I was going to change the subject a little bit to what's your favorite Christmas movie, but
Okay. Okay. Favorite
we can
Christmas movie.
yeah, what's your favorite Christmas?
Definitely National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I cannot make fun of you for that one.
I mean, that's something I grew up watching the family vacation movies like
Yeah.
when I was really young, and my family only really has two traditions for Christmas. First one is we're all slightly impulsive. So it started off when I was really little, and it's like, oh yeah, you can open one present, Christmas Eve. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'll open one, mom opens one, dad opens one. And then it started with one present, then two, then three. So we basically
And all
opened
of them.
yeah, then all of them. Maybe one bigger thing like on Christmas Day or something.
Right.
But for the most part, it was open all the presents while we're watching Christmas Vacation. And a lot of times like the sound on the TV really isn't even on because we're quoting every
Mm.
line because we've seen it so many times, but you know, you watch it just once a year and it's still fresh and it's just great, background noise, but if you actually want to pay attention to it, yeah, it's just as good as it ever was, but I'd say
Oh,
that's like my favorite. But then you have great ones like Elf,
right.
and then
That's I
I
mean
like
that's
Trading
just
Places too.
huh, I don't maybe I haven't seen that one. What's that one?
That's the one with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, where Dan Aykroyd's like a millionaire, and
Yeah,
they like kind of switch places. It's like kind of
I,
Christmas themed. I
I
kind of
might
think of it
have
as a
seen that.
Christmas movie. It's funny. It was more
Yeah.
like prime time, like early '80s Eddie Murphy, so raunchy but like still hysterical.
Right.
But yeah, I cannot wait to watch Christmas Vacation.
I don't know. I don't have a really an itching yet to watch any Christmas movies. I haven't thought about anything.
what are your favorites? I mean,
So my favorites, Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the action figure. How about that one?
that's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, that's my favorite Christmas movie for sure. Because there's a lot of things. I did karate as a kid for a while, and then the kid in that movie does karate. And, the kid is obsessed with this superhero show. It's really Power Rangers y, but, um, and he wants that action figure for Christmas. And, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a classic, like, forgetful dad that's not home all the time.
Okay.
That kind of dad that's in a lot of Christmas movies or something. And but he knows that his kid likes this action figure. Um, so he's like, "Well, I'll get this, and I'll make up for everything." And it's Turbo Man, the action figure or whatever. And then so the whole movie's just him trying to get this action figure. Goes to all the stores, it sells out, and he meets this mailman that's also trying to get the action figure for his daughter, and they're fighting over it, and then they end up in a parade, like the Macy's Day, or it's not Thanksgiving, obviously it's Christmas, but a
Yeah.
Christmas parade. And Arnold Schwarzenegger becomes like Turbo Man on one of the floats.
Oh,
Really,
sounds like
I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's cool.
yeah. I
The
mean,
action scenes are cool. The costume designs. Arnold's always great. I loved Arnold growing up for sure.
yeah. I mean, he was definitely a huge staple in like most movies I've seen. Like Terminator and Predator, I always loved. I was probably more a Sylvester Stallone guy actually, but I mean, back to the whole Christmas thing. I mean, yeah, like looking over it, there's so many just I don't know great movies. I think next year I actually have to like sit down and make a list of like Christmas movies to watch. And you have
I
great
mean,
like Elf,
just movies.
Scrooged, The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
that's
that movie is great. That's one of my favorites too, for
so
sure.
okay. There's two that I'm gonna see if you've seen, and I highly recommend if you're looking for Christmas movies to watch. Uh, actually, no, maybe not one. Fuck, you won't watch that.
I feel like a lot of people haven't seen Jingle All the Way, so I definitely
I'll
suggest
watch
that.
that one. I'm gonna watch that
Def-
one tomorrow or something.
Definitely a lot of the younger kids probably haven't seen it. The
Um,
movie slaps.
but one good one you probably won't watch because there's an actor in it you don't like.
Oh my
But
God, Kevin Spacey,
yes,
Tom Cruise. Yeah,
yeah. But The Ref, fantastic Christmas movie.
a
Um,
rat.
it's Dennis Leary plays a he's a burglar, so he breaks into this house and like tries to rob the family and ends up like holding them hostage. And basically like Kevin Spacey and I forget who the wife is, but they're married and their marriage is like falling apart. So basically, they just kind of bicker and argue the whole time and like kind of drive the burglar insane. So he's like almost playing like a therapist slash counselor to these people while he's trying to hold them hostage and rob them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
That
really
actually
good
sounds.
it's a really good Christmas movie. And
Why does
then
Kevin Spacey have to be in shit though? Fuck Kevin
because he
Spacey.
play yeah, but he does play a great. I mean, similar to how he was in like American Beauty, and kind of in yeah, kind of in Baby Driver too, where he's just kind of like a
I've seen Baby
blah
Driver,
feeling
but I
like asshole. Like he's a dick, but he's just kind of dead. Just he's given up on life. He doesn't care what anyone thinks of him,
well,
so he just speaks his
maybe
mind.
because he molests little boys.
I know, but I recommend that movie still. Um,
I
and then another good
That does
one
sound like.
that you might like is Surviving Christmas with Ben Affleck and James Gandolfini, who was Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. But that one's good. I mean, it's about Ben Affleck. He's a millionaire, but he has no one to spend Christmas with, so he decides to go visit his old childhood home, and that's where
Oh,
James.
Christina Applegate's in it.
Yeah, and basically he goes to this house where
Love
James
her.
Gandolfini's living, and he's like, "Hey, like I'll pay you like thousands of dollars if you let me, have Christmas with you. But the catch is, you all have to like." He tries to get the family to recreate his past childhood experiences, So he
Right.
like has the family act like his mom and dad and siblings and stuff, and it's just funny because he's just get like every time every bit in the movie he's getting a little more demanding and a little more specific about stuff, and the family's kind of fed up with it. But every time they're about to back out, he's like, "Oh, I'll just give you more money," and they're like, "Ah, okay, well, we'll tough it out." But it's an hysterical movie.
Oh,
But those are
you're
the two
definitely
like
more.
those are the two like more raunchier like adult um Christmas movies. But I think you'd enjoy both of them. I think you'd like the Ref more. Uh, even with the actor in the
It's
movie,
gonna be
but
so hard to watch that with him in it.
then watch Surviving Christmas if you're looking for something. But like I said, those are the two I can definitely recommend.
Do you like Love Actually?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I saw it for the first time last year.
I haven't seen it in so long.
It's
I
been
watched
a
it.
little while. I don't remember too much of it.
I watched it pretty soon after I started watching The Walking Dead because I knew, Rick Grimes was in it.
I mean, yeah, I like it just for the fact of like all the multiple storylines going, and it's all pretty easy to follow and stuff. So like
Yeah,
conceptually,
it's
it
like
sounds like it'd be something hard to pull off, but they manage giving each like actor like
like
good amount of screen time
like
and stuff.
like Valentine's Day. I think that's the name of that movie with Taylor Swift. She's
Yeah,
in
I
it
didn't
for a
like
little
that
bit.
one. That one I didn't like.
No, yeah, it's definitely not as good, but I think that's probably the same concept. That's probably where they took from.
Have you when you were a kid, did you ever watch The Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
Of course, dude.
Okay,
Who
that one's
hasn't?
fantastic. That one and I the third one wasn't great, but I remember liking the second one a lot. But the first two I enjoyed.
What? Oh yeah, the first one.
Yeah, the third one had Jack Frost in it, and I didn't like. Remember not liking that too much, but
He was. I like him, but yeah, yeah, they got weird fast.
actually that was also one of the moments I remember when I was younger, where I was kind of like obviously like not into film really, but I kind of noticed like oh actors can be in different movies because I remember Elijah Wood was in Santa Claus, and I'm like wait why is Frodo in this movie? They look really similar.
Oh,
And I'm like, and then I at some point or my parents probably told me oh it's the same person. And I was like what? Like they don't just have to play one character. Like they could do multiple movies. Oh my gosh.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're definitely more of a Christmas.
I just again I just think it's
Oh,
all the way I would like I was raised. Christmas time, my parents for the most part kind of controlled what I watch. So it's like Christmas time, they just have all the Christmas VHSs out. So I'd be like, okay, I'm watching only Christmas movies for a while or something like that. And again, me being someone who likes to rewatch movies, especially when I was younger, as soon as a movie was done, I'd restart it and watch it again. Like, but yeah.
the only other thing I can think of is like You've Got Mail. It's Meg Ryan. I love all the Meg Ryan movies.
What about Batman Returns
What do you mean?
for Christmas movies?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
You really threw me off. You really threw me off guard right there.
I'm just going down a list of Christmas movies, and I forgot that was one.
I mean, okay. Now, I mean, we can talk. I mean, there's Christmas
Hey,
movies,
hey,
and then
it's on
there's.
IMDb's list of Christmas movies. It's at number 36.
Okay, fair enough.
Number 38 is
Gonna be.
Shazam.
I-
Okay,
I'm
that one
not
I don't
gonna
agree
be.
with.
I'm not gonna be the one to draw the line of where a Christmas movie is and what a Christmas movie isn't. So, I guess we'll consider whatever you want to throw out to be a Christmas movie.
A very Harold and Kumar Christmas. I haven't seen that one. Have you?
No, that's the newest one. I haven't. I've only seen the first one, and that was a few weeks ago. Yeah, You've Got Mail is great. I love. Oh, Jack Frost. Yeah, that movie slaps, dude.
I that the
Where the dad
animation,
turns in,
yeah, the
the
animation of the
dad turns
snowman
into
creeped
a.
me out though.
Yeah, for sure. That movie is wild though.
Like that snow, like yeah, the snowman was kind of
Like
creepy looking.
Michael Ke- Michael Keaton, baby.
I know
Yeah,
he's
that
so
movie
fucking good.
is. I forgot about that movie. Holy shit, that movie is great. I do like that movie a lot.
I mean, yeah, going over this list, I mean, there's so many good movies that are just Christmas that I have not
I'm
seen in
going
forever
over.
or I haven't seen.
I'm on Country Living 69 best Christmas movies. So yeah, It's a Wonderful Life, obviously, probably the best one. Or A Christmas Story. Those two probably.
So, Nick, are we gonna crop out the middle bit of us just talking about random facts and random stuff and just leave it Christmas themed, or are we just gonna leave all this mess in?
Sprinkled in some Gremlins.
Well, I mean, it was a Gremlins episode, and it will be titled as such, and we will have,
Yeah,
and
it can be
yeah, you're
a
gonna
not
go
so
back to
much.
practicing your graphic art skills, and you're gonna put us into the Gremlins movie somehow.
Oh my, I can just do
I'm
that
gonna,
on my.
yeah, I'm gonna send you pictures of what we should do.
Oh boy. All right.
So
Well,
overall,
Merry.
overall, what do you
Oh,
rank the movie out of 10? And be honest, don't be yeah.
well, the thing is that me and yours fucking 1 through 10's ranking are we're way different.
You want me to start then?
Yeah, because I know what you're gonna give it.
I give it a
You're gonna
7.
give it. Yeah, dude, I knew it, you fucker. You give every movie a 7. That's like your low. You don't give anything lower.
No, I give shit
Maybe
lower. Titanic's a
maybe once
3.
it. Shut up.
No, it is. I don't like. I cannot stand that movie. Well, that's a conversation
Oh
for
my
another
god.
day.
Yeah. Okay. So, but your sevens are usually like my like fives. So
Well, I went into this movie and I wasn't thinking about anything negative because I kind of knew what to expect. When there's movies, especially ones like this, where they don't
I'd
take
give it
themselves too seriously.
I'd give it a 6.
Okay, I was thinking 6 at first, but I just bumped it up to 7. But yeah, I don't know. The movie doesn't take itself too seriously. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, simple plot to follow, great practical effects, great creature
I think.
design, and the acting overall was, I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Everyone did a good job, convincing when they had to be. And I still think my favorite part is just everyone being nonchalant. They're just like, oh,
Mine
wow,
are
this is happening. Okay, let's go on to the next thing.
my favorite's probably the creative kills for sure. But that's
Yeah,
like
like the
the
kitchen
slash.
scene's probably my favorite.
That's the slasher movie fan in me.
I know you got a lot of elements like that.
Yeah.
And I will
Very
say
80s horrors.
one thing that I always like that always comes to mind when there's like movies in this era. The amount of music that's used. There's constant background and like theme scores and stuff like that playing throughout the movie. And it only cuts out when, even in this movie, like in this movie, it cuts out for the most part for a second when someone's trying to be sneaky or something, or, it's all dark, and then whenever the gremlins reveal themselves, it's back to like the jump scare and just back to the music and stuff. Where nowadays, I feel like a lot of people try and make movies more silent. I guess like without background noise, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I know what you
Like there's
mean.
not a constant theme
824.
playing. Yeah, exactly.
824. I mean, okay, obviously 824 is just a production
Yeah.
in a studio. But those themed movies, they really know how to use silence. And silence is way more impactful than a score sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
it's beautiful if all you have is just the frame that the cinematographer chose to sit on and how long the scene draws out and what the actor's doing, whether it's a dialogue or just literally the whole room is silent and it's just the ambiance of like natural sound and whatever the actor's doing. Like my favorite scene of all time probably is Rooney Mara eating the pie in a ghost story. That scene, it's like fucking 10 minutes long or some shit. She's just eating a pie. There's no sound. It's you just hear the fork hitting the glass pan.
Yeah. But like if you were to like add that
It's
same
just
amount of like
such a good
silence in
scene.
like Gremlins, it wouldn't work. Like it'd feel
Well,
off or
right,
you feel like
yeah,
something's missing.
it's right.
So it's
It's
yeah.
a genre thing for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I'd say it's a genre thing, but Again, I love music scores a lot. I like the upbeat
No, I
moments in
do
this, and
too.
like,
But there's a time and place.
oh yeah, exactly.
You
But
can love both.
yeah, no, I definitely love both.
Because Joker has such. I just rewatched Joker for the fourth or fifth time the other night, and it's so the score is carries that movie
Oh yeah,
because the movie gets worse every time I see it. Joaquin Phoenix's performance doesn't. Obviously, he carries that movie, and then the score also does. The score is so good, but
yeah. Well, we should definitely have like a more because I can go more in depth with that type of shit, especially if I
just
have
about
like yeah, if especially if I like have time to like look up stuff because I don't know, I've gotten like really big into just like music in films and stuff.
no, yeah, I definitely need to get better at knowing cinematographers' names and the
Yeah.
musicians that do scores.
All
But
right. Well, that was Gremlins and Christmas.
yeah, Merry fucking Christmas, nerds.
Nick, sing a Christmas song.
I only know Taylor Swift ones, and I know most of the ones she does aren't Taylor. Like she just fucking covers.
Mariah Carey cover. But fuck.
Whoa, whoa, calm down. We wrapped up.
Wow, I just choked on every word I was trying to get out. All right. Well,
Well,
that's
yeah,
it. Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, nerds.